All right, we are live. I'm just checking. Yep, looks good. I guess we'll just jump right into it. I'm sure people. Well, we'll give people a minute to join first.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
I had to get more Kool-Aid. I made some Kool-Aid before we.
Yeah, I went ahead and made some ice before we started.
I got tired of soda. I was like,
What are we starting on first? Crisis Core or?
We're gonna start. Well, I guess it's up to y'all, but I was gonna start on God of War and then Crisis Core.
I'm fine with these.
Yeah. So unless you have a specific vote, yeah, I'm just gonna go with God of War and then Crisis Core. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. People will trickle in as we get going. So, hi everybody, I'm back. This is Stygian Stilettos Gamer, aka Stygian Sis. I have two very special people with me today. I have John Ford with us. How are you, John?
How you doing? I'm pretty good. I'm very excited about the trailer.
Awesome. And let me put in my headphones so we don't have any echoing. There we go. All right. And Ultra, how are you doing today? We have Ultra High Winds with us as well. Oh, well, I always say Ultra High Winds. Sorry, Ultra High Wind _Z with us.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing great.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to get right into it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to watch the God of War trailer, the newest one, and then just discuss. We'll just see where the conversation kind of leads us, and then we will get into Crisis Core Reunion. So John's our resident God of War expert, so he might be driving a little bit more of that area, and then of course I will be talking about Crisis Core. Well, I'll be talking about both because I'm obsessed. I cannot believe I was like so mad. But I was like, oh, I was happy, but I was mad too. I was like, dang, like God of War comes out November 9th. And then Crisis Core Reunion comes out December 13th. And I take my time with video games. So, like, now I'm going to have to, like, oh, man. Yeah, because I try to do everything. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just jump right into it. Let's watch this first trailer. I'll try not to squeal the entire time.
Same here. It's going to be very difficult.
All right, let's go.
Can't see your screen.
Oh, yeah, you have to click on the.
Everyone.
Hold on. Click on the actual name of the channel, Ultra, and then you should be able to see my screen. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Yeah, mature to say the least. Mature. Definitely rated M.
Everyone keeps secrets.
Totally not ready.
Sometimes it's the only way to protect the ones we love.
I always get excited when it starts like this.
Mm-hmm.
God killer.
I can almost quote this damn trailer at this point.
What does he want from
I'm trying my best not to.
you? Is it a god of war you came to find?
I love how Tears gonna be with us.
Yes.
You don't really want war, do you, Kratos? All that blood on your hands, on your son's hands.
What is it you will not tell me?
I can't talk about it, but I just need you to trust
I
me.
love his voice, man.
We follow your every whim,
But you don't believe in any of it.
and still I follow. Because all that matters is that you are safe.
But that's not all that matters.
Man, that.
You say.
I do not need you to protect me.
You sure about that?
Pretender God!
I love just like talking to each other.
The old father!
Death can have me.
Man, I'm trying so hard not to flip out already.
What do you even know of God's love?
I've watched it so many times, yet I still
In your
get like
lifetimes,
when
has
I watch it,
anyone
man.
Yes.
worshipped you? Ever prayed to you? Can you even imagine that kind of love? No! You don't care about anything beyond yourself. Beyond the monster who kills without cause.
Yeah, we know that Kratos knows how to swim. As many times as he's had to swim out of the river of Styx, he definitely knows how to swim.
There's one thing I missed.
Do what is necessary.
Oh man.
Because it is written.
That's like the best.
What's going on?
What is happening?
We make our own destiny.
Listen. Listen. Listen.
There's so many best moments in this trailer.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm just trying to calm down.
It's smart because there's so much.
I know. I'm sitting there like, do we talk about like yeah? Oh man. Okay, we got to take this one at a time. Okay, so I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Hey, Go. Hey, Trixie, and yeah. Okay, cool. The people who've talked so far, and anybody else who's joined. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Whew. Look, the thing that got me. Like my first reaction, the thing that got me, and John knows this because I was going wild in his chat room. I was like, "That's Richard Schiff! Oh my god!" I watched so many, like I watched just like detective shows and lawyer shows and stuff like that. And he was a big character in West Wing, so like I knew his voice immediately. I was like, "That is Odin." There's nobody else they would cast him for. I was like, "That's freaking Odin."
I never heard his voice before, but when I looked over to the chat. Everybody was screaming, this is who it is. Like, this is Odin. Like, wow.
Yes. Man, and then okay, and then my other reaction was Odin is bald. Okay.
Yeah. I love the designs that they're going for because they're trying to go for like old school Norse.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like Thor is like massive. He's like fat as hell. Odin's bald, so I love their take on the original Norse.
Yeah, I thought he would look feeble. I didn't think they were gonna go with some kind of Zeus grandish, design. Yeah, I was thinking because one thing that we've always said, well, a discussion we've had before is I always, and this may not be the case, but I've always had this impression that Odin might be more bark than bite because he has everybody doing his bidding, and like he became Allfather for a reason. Don't get me wrong, but these days, who is he having to fight exactly? You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's rusty or something. So like he always has these grand stories about himself flying around and having people do his bidding. But I had the impression that we were gonna not get that.
An old guy, yeah.
Yeah.
What I love about it is that, like, in the lore, he's been here forever.
Mm-hmm.
Since the very beginning of everything. So it kind of makes sense that he'll kind of be a granddad in a way.
Yeah. I mean, he is, like, of the original. Joined John for... they're saying you're pretty quiet, John.
They can't hear me?
I can hear you, but and I see your volume is up, but
Also, for some reason, when I click on your stream, I can only see John. I'm not sure why.
Oh, I noticed that as well.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's fine. If I change it now, it's gonna mess other stuff up. So I probably should just I can see both, but I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Well, I'm not showing it, but I'm not showing anything on the screen right now, so don't worry about it. It was just a trailer, and then I'm just replaying the trailer. Okay. Oh, that's okay. We can hear him just low. What about Ultra? Can you hear him, Fried Green? But anyway, yeah. So oh man, okay. I don't even know where to start. Man, this part right here, when Freya saw, because I knew that was that mistletoe immediately. When Freya saw that mistletoe, Arrow, I was like, oh, this is not good. And you see, like, her eyes are like, you know, like her face has tears that have been running down. Man, I just don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Okay, so the beginning of the trailer. Oh, I can't hear you at all now, John.
Yeah, John, I think you're muted.
Love technical difficulties. Can't hear you. Oh, okay, I can hear you now.
No, yeah.
We're good now.
Oh, yes, that's great. I think your volume's really good too.
Okay, I was trying to fix it. I don't know what I did, but
Okay. So what John had mentioned in his video that Atreus, I think you did. I think that's where I saw it. That Atreus putting his hand on the tree is kind of like Faye. How the tree lit up like that. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, what was your overall reaction as far as the trailer? Like, what were your...
me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved it. What I loved about this trailer is that it showed a lot without really showing too much, because nothing has context. And I think that's what makes a great trailer, where it's not really spoiling the game, but they're showing you scenes that you don't know anything about, but it's just there to get you excited.
Yeah.
You know, like the big ass jellyfish in the sky. What the fuck is that? You know?
Yeah.
Or Odin being the shadowy figure, but Atreus opening the door. You hear this dialogue saying, "You don't know what it's like to be prayed to." Like, you know, I just love stuff like that trailers do, where it's not spoiling anything, but it's still showing you a lot of shit.
Yeah, I agree, because I can't stand a trailer that like just gives everything away. That drives me crazy.
And it happens a lot with like modern movies as well. Movies and stuff like that. They show you the whole movie. It's like, why do I want to watch it? Stop it.
Yeah, like, why am I paying $20 to go see this? What about you, Ultra? What were your overall thoughts on the trailer when you first saw it?
I thought it was pretty awesome. Seeing that Atreus does want to find out, you know, what a true origin Loki is, and Odin appeared is a very clear parallel to Kratos in the last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He entered the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene was pretty awesome. I also enjoyed seeing or hearing Odin talk to Kratos.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically trying to get Kratos to go back to who he was before Norse mythology.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't quite figure out what his motive was there. Well, in fact, let's talk about that real quick. John, you made a video on this, and I recommend everybody go and watch John's videos. They're amazing. But what are your thoughts on what Odin had to say?
I found it very interesting that you know, Kratos doesn't really have that experience of a true god, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only people that really prayed to him was like the Spartans, but that's where he's from, right? He doesn't have the love of people, kind of how like Odin probably experienced his entire life. People are just like praising him all the time. And then Kratos doesn't have that. He's not really a true god. So I love the fact they're trying to spin Odin's dialogue as in, you don't know what it's like to be a god. You don't know what it's like to have people prayed for you. You don't know that type of love. You're just somebody who just likes to kill people for no reason. Which is kind of true. Kratos doesn't know what it means to be like a god who is worshipped, because he doesn't like those type of gods. He thinks men shouldn't pray to monsters, and he calls those gods monsters. So his dialogue, I think, is very cool and very interesting and a new take. Is Odin really an asshole because this is what he's experienced his whole life? You know? So I think that's pretty cool what he had to say.
Awesome. Yeah, I was trying to fix the audio while you were talking. I realized it's my computer. That's what was going on. So it keeps adjusting itself from 55% to 100%, but y'all were at like 17% initially. So we're making moves. But yeah, and it's interesting that they are so like, why do they care? That's what I kind of...
Yeah.
You know, you would think they like having less competition or something. I don't know. I mean, I just don't understand. But
I think
you know,
it's more of like he thinks that he's better than Kratos because people worship him, right? I think
and
that's
because
the cool part of it.
Yeah, and even that he's a real guy because he understands like how important he is. Like a guy, it was a very arrogant speech that he gave.
Very arrogant.
Yeah. So, and then I'm just dying to see. Okay, so Tyr. It does seem at the end they gain some type of alliance, whether it's genuine or whatever. We don't know exactly what's going on, but it's clearly suspicious of Kratos, to say the least, at the beginning of the game. I mean, at the beginning of the trailer. So, I am wondering how he knows Kratos, because he definitely knows him.
I have an idea about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Genuine possibility that Tyr may have traveled to Greece.
Oh, definitely. I think so. That's John's theory too. Yeah, I think that's definitely possible, especially considering he has all those artifacts. I think he probably traveled all those places. But John thinks he actually laid eyes on Kratos, and that was a pretty interesting theory as well. While he was in Greece.
I think that you know, with all like the artifacts in his room of Greece and stuff like that, I think there's definitely a possibility that he really, really knows who Kratos is, you know? He could have arrived when Kratos was leaving, or during the events of God of War 3. That's how he knows him, as like a god killer. Very specific. So that's definitely a theory, but I think he definitely knows at least the legend of Kratos, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's definitely been there.
Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. How else would he have gotten all those artifacts in the first place if somebody didn't travel to those lands? So that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, like the vase, during the point in the game where they're in his temple, and you see the vase of Kratos holding the Blades of Chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, and then I also like that Tyr is so big because I mean, Kratos is a gigantic person, and then to see somebody towering over him is kind of, I just like the visual of that. That's kind of crazy.
I love how standoffish they were in the first trailer. Or like the first trailer, they were both like staring at each other. You know, Kratos is looking up like he's a child.
Yes, right? Yeah, that's nice. Cause go ahead.
At the end of this trailer, they were like holding hands at the end. And Tyr was like holding the Blades of Chaos in one hand, and Kratos was holding the chain on the other side, and then they clapped hands together. And then the audio version of the trailer said they claps hands together in brotherhood. I flipped the fuck out.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I love that.
Nice. Yeah. I need to watch that again. And then one thing I just noticed, speaking of Tyr, I didn't even notice all of these tattoos on his arm. Aren't those tattoos I'm looking at right there?
Yeah.
I never even noticed those markings until just now.
They're like hieroglyphs.
Yeah.
All the other like mythologies. Like I noticed some Egypt in there. And like some other places as well.
And then people have been mentioning that his clothes kind of resemble Kratos' outfit from Greece. So that's also very interesting.
And I remember like on one of the HD pictures they put out of Tyr, he had like a thing in his hair, like a clip, and I believe it was from another mythology, like Roman mythology or something like that. So I think all his clothes represent like some place he traveled to.
Yeah.
Which I think is dope.
Yeah, they get really detailed with the character designs, which I like.
Like all the characters in this game so far are all wearing something that represents something, right? Like Freya's outfit, she has Baldur's clothing on her.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, like the yellow-ish that Baldur had, like a belt he was wearing.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
wearing as well. Atreus is also wearing a kilt type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wearing yellow, representing Fae. So they're going really deep with what the characters are wearing.
Man, yeah, you caught a lot more than I did. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh man, Freya's gonna break my heart. I'm scared to death. See, I mean, because you remember the last time the three of us talked, I was wondering if she was gonna die because I mean, she's either got to forgive Kratos or, you know, like I just don't see him keeping an active threat around. If
You both think she's gonna die?
I did, I mean,
No, I don't think he's gonna kill her. I could be wrong.
I hope not, but it's Kratos.
Considering the circumstances, I mean, there is a possibility that he might, if she poses that much of a threat, where he basically has no choice but to put her down.
Yeah, that's how I'm like, it just depends. Like, if she just keeps coming at him, and especially now we've seen that she, like, yeah, she didn't slit Atreus' throat in that scene, but very well could have.
Hey, yo.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if she becomes a danger to Atreus, Kratos, I don't think Kratos cares about him. Like, he can take her.
What she was doing to him in that scene, like Atreus had the vine around his neck. She was choking him. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's
If she becomes a threat to Atreus, then I almost said Cloud. Then I see Kratos killing her.
I heard that too.
That's so funny. But man, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I just love that scene. And yeah, you're right, that's a vine around his neck. I was like, he wearing a sweater? What's going on here? I mean, not a sweater,
Yeah, I'm so like, I wonder where her story's gonna go, right? Because she's supposed to be like a big villain in the game. Her and Thor are supposed to be like the main ones.
Yeah.
So I don't know where her story's gonna go. I don't want her to die. I don't see her dying.
You know, it's God of War. Unlike other games, like, I'm just prepared for anybody to die. And then once you're done with what you're about to say, let's get to the big question. Let's do predictions here on Kratos. But yeah, go ahead.
No, that's basically it. I don't know where her story's gonna go, and I'm so interested to see where she's gonna end off at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's part of what I'm talking about. There has to be a resolution. She either forgives Kratos,
or she gotta die.
Kratos dies, or she dies. I mean, those are the three options here. You know. Speaking of Kratos, oh man, I know they're talking about all this change in fate and stuff like this, but Kratos is tired. You know, I just feel like
he's tired, man.
I feel like if he thinks Atreus can make it on his own and the situation happens, he's just gonna be like, whatever. You know, he has lived long enough.
Watching the trailer, I realized that like they're really playing around with this Kratos might die thing, right? Like the dialogue. I don't know if I'm skipping ahead here.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, but Atreus' dialogue, like, I have to keep secrets, and people keep secrets to protect the ones they love.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kratos is like, "What aren't you telling me?" And Atreus is like, "I'm doing this to protect you. Like, who's gonna protect you?"
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I don't need no protection. Death can have me when it earns me."
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, yo, why are they playing around with this so much?
Man, that is the best line of the trailer. Absolutely. Oh man, Chris Judge. I just have to say, Chris Judge is incredible as Kratos, and I loved Terrence. I forget his last name, but
yeah.
I was so floored when I found out who it was, because I used to watch In Living Color all the time, and so when I saw it was him, I was like, wow, that's Kratos. That's crazy. But yeah, Chris Judge is amazing as Kratos. Yeah, I just don't know. It's up in the air, and like we said before, I'm okay with it either way. I know whatever they do, they're going to make it make sense. It's going to...
Yeah.
It's going to be a solid story, so I'm open to both. I'm open to both.
Part of me, like... I played so many games where like the main character's story ends, right? And so many stories like that. So I'm kind of like, I guess, immune to the pain. But a lot of people don't like it. The idea of their main character dying.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm worried that if they want to kill Kratos, it'll be incredible backlash. But for me, I'm comfortable with it either way, right? Like you said, the guy is tired. What's the point of having the same story if the story will never end? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This guy's knees hurt.
I'm on board with that as well. I played each of the God of War games,
Yeah.
and enough of them you play as Kratos, so I figured if he dies in this one, then I won't be as bothered about it, because in enough games of theirs where if they wanted Atreus to take the lead or someone entirely different, down.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking also because they're intending to do more games, and like we said, we already have 5, 6 God of War games.
Oh, we have like 9, like 10 or something.
I know it's something the same. Yeah, Ascension, Chains of Olympus, 1, 2, and 3, obviously, a 4, and then we're getting this one. Yeah, it's
the ninth one.
So if you only count the numbered titles,
there's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
and 5.
And then Ragnarok would basically be God of War 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then you got Chains, Ghost.
That's what it is. Ghost of Sparta, and then Ascension. Yeah.
And then you got that weird mobile game that they confirmed to be canon. So
I think it was called Fallen. Was it called Fallen God, or was
God
that
of War Betrayal?
God of War Betrayal. That's right. No, Fallen God was, I think, the.
There's another one. Yeah, so you can't even count them. Yeah, and I just feel like they managed to do the impossible, which is reinvent Kratos and make an entirely fresh series out of God of War.
Make people like him. That's the hardest part.
So
if you told me like years ago that this guy would be picking fucking flowers, I wouldn't have bought the game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That is funny as hell. And then, but yeah, so they've already reinvented Kratos. What are they gonna do? Reinvent him again? You know what I mean? What is gonna be the what is gonna be the selling point for when we go to Egyptian mythology as an example? Like,
I don't think. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's gonna die, because if they played around with that so much. For
they really
games, where it's like, oh yeah, he'll die here at the hands of Ares, and he dies at the hands of, and then dies by his own hand.
I thought he said Aerith. I was like, Aerith killed Kratos.
No.
That's so funny. But yeah, you're right. One way or the other, he's going to take a back seat, though. I think they are setting up for Atreus to be the next main.
I personally wouldn't mind. Like I said, are they gonna kill off Kratos? I don't think so, because like one is immortal, death has like no fucking meaning to the character. But they keep playing around with it. Like this trailer that we just saw. So
yeah, and
I don't want to say, but it's up in the air.
Yeah, it is up in the air, honestly. And then I'm also worried about a Goku effect. Like, Goku has died so many times, you just don't even take it seriously anymore. It's like, oh, Goku's dead again. All right, well, he'll be back. Give him 10 episodes, he'll be back. You know.
Yeah.
So, I think the next time he dies, they've got to solidify it, or it's just going to be a mockery at this. In my opinion,
it's the meme of the franchise, right? Like,
I think. If they kill him again, like, they'll make it to where it's permanent.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't come back at all.
Yeah. I mean, because I just worry about it becoming... I mean, it already is comical, the amount of times he comes back. So...
I can't hold the guy.
Yeah, he's like, death can have me when it earns me. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's earned you quite a number of times, and it still has.
Like, how many times in the trailer did they hint at Kratos dying? Like, you had the very beginning, Atreus is like, who's gonna protect you?
Mm-hmm.
Kratos like, death can have me when it earns me. Right? It's like, stop.
Changing
Stop.
fate stuff, you know, we'll make our own fate and
Stuff, yeah, and like the whole world thinks Kratos is gonna die because like the mural at the end. I'm not talking about like, you know, gamers like, you know, us, like the casual audience. They believe Kratos is gonna die because of what they saw.
Yeah.
The whole world thinks he's gonna die, and they keep.
They're also playing around with the possibility of him going back to the, you know, to his younger self, where he was just this rage-filled badass who didn't give a shit about anything.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Odin when he said you're just a monster that kills with no purpose.
Odin is basically trying to provoke him to going back to his old ways, which I don't think is going to work.
I don't know what the hell Odin's trying. I'm still kind of racking my brain on that. Because yeah, I think what John was saying was to like he thinks he's better than them because he doesn't care about the things that they do. Like they care about, and for good reason, I suppose. They care about the fact that people all around the world are worshiping at their feet. And Kratos has been. I think they probably view it as, you know, you've been given this gift and you're rejecting it type thing. There's probably a lot of layers there because John mentioned in his video that the Valkyries start screaming at him, "Pretender God." So
yeah, I think that Odin, you know, the nickname that they're giving Kratos is Pretender God because according to Odin, he doesn't know what it's like to be worshipped, to be a real god. You know,
which
it's another nickname Kratos has in his history. You know, he has a ton of nicknames.
Yeah, a ton of nicknames. And Tyr gave him one at the beginning of the trailer,
killer, right? Like, come on, man.
Can somebody call this man by his name?
The one name that I would hope if they name drop for him, that would be absolutely hype is out of nowhere, either Odin or any of them just call him, "Oh yeah, you're the ghost of Sparta, right?" Just like Mimir did.
Yeah. Kratos got pissed off. He's like, "Don't call me that."
Like, don't call me that.
Yes. Speaking of Mimir, the curious case of the disappearing and reappearing Mimir, because when he's talking to Tyr, Mimir,
it's so strange, right?
Yes. It's like because like here for oh shoot well, hell,
you mean when there are points in the trailer where he's not there?
Yeah.
There's
I've noticed
in the
that
trailer
on that as well.
Cause like right here, there's no Mimir, right? What we're showing Ultra is when he's taking off his equipment, basically, and then then when he's
not on his back,
but then when he's talking to Tyr, he's there.
Exactly, like in Mimir, that scene in the very beginning, which we all think is Svartalfheim, which is like the dwarf realm. He's not there. When Kratos is in Helheim with Atreus in like one scene in the trailer, he's not there. Midgard, when he's fighting Thor at the very end, he's not there, and like a few other parts in the trailer.
Yeah.
I find that so curious. You know, some people say that he's with Tyr. Tyr grabbed him, and they went their separate ways to go do different things.
That could make sense because, but doesn't he? But then this. Well, I'm wondering where he runs into Thor. Because, you know, the first game... the second... whatever. 2018.
I will be right back. Give me a second. Someone's at the door.
Okay, no problem. Because 2018, they show that little, you know, teaser scene. And Mimir, I would assume, is there. Because they... So I'm wondering if that changed or if that... How that's going to play out. And then... If that is what happened, maybe Odin shows up after they've killed Thor, and that's why he does that, you know, speech about blood on people's hands.
Yeah, blood on his hands, and he talks about how Kratos doesn't want war.
Because he's killed Magni, he's killed Modi. Supposedly he's killed. Yeah, supposedly.
That's the weird thing about Modi is I don't think Modi's dead. There was no body.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. No body, no crime. That's what I'm thinking.
No body. Nope.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, so we
talking about Modi.
Yeah. No, but
oh my god. We want him to die. Don't come back. Just stay away. Personally, I hate the whole you didn't see a body. Must be alive. It's a trope I've seen so many times. I'm just
because it's true. That's why it's a trope. But
he got stabbed in the neck by a big old knife. Let him die. It's a big knife, man. That was no small knife.
Hey, look, people think Wedge is still alive, and he got flung off the 60th story, 60th story of a building.
Let him die too. No one was crying in the original game. Let these people die, man. I'm tired of death not meaning anything. This is how I feel.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I'm just kind of over the whole everybody's gonna live at the end of Final Fantasy VII thing. I'm just like, y'all are kidding yourselves.
Yeah, no, not everybody is going to live. I mean,
no. But we'll discuss that when we get to Crisis Core Reunion.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Is there anything left in the trailer? Oh, what I was gonna mention. Last thing is this guy right here, who we think is Freyr, which is Freya's.
Freyr. Freya's brother.
Yeah, because
Right.
at first I thought it was Angrboda, just because it was a flash when you first see it, but once you look at it, like the hair is different. Yeah, the hair is different. It looks like a white dude to me. Yeah, like
the fact that why I personally think it's Freyr is because if you look at the elves, like they're going to whoever is chasing them.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're going after the threat in the back, which is Freya, because you can see the vines coming down.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to ignore Kratos if it was anybody else.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And, for the people that don't know, that the elves, they worship Freyr in the God of War's lore. All the elves, light and dark, they worship Freya's brother. So Freya's trying to kill her family? Is that what's happening here? She's pissed at everybody?
Ironically, she's turning into Kratos.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's turning into who Kratos used to be. I have an idea that I want to pitch about how God of War Ragnarok is going to start.
Okay.
Go for it.
So you guys know at the beginning of this game how Faye dies, right? I think they'll do a flashback and it'll actually show Kratos showing up to Norse. He runs into Faye and then they fight. They fight each other, but then Kratos explains, this is a misunderstanding, and basically it will show how they met.
Yeah,
and how he was given the Leviathan axe, how she handed him the Leviathan axe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely think we'll see Faye for sure. That's certainly a possibility as far as an opening. But yeah, we'll definitely see Faye before the end of it, because everybody's wondering.
I remember Corey in the interview even said that he wants to explore that meeting. Wants to explore the character Faye more. So I think it's definitely possible that we see her in a flashback of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
There is that shot. I'm not sure if you guys missed it in the trailer. I wanted to make a video about it, but I guess I'll just talk about it here ahead of time. There's a shot in the trailer where Kratos is once again right in front of the light in Alfheim again.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks a lot different than when we saw in God of War 2018.
Right.
And Kratos is stepping forward towards that light. And in the first game, when you went into the light, Faye showed you the events of the game before it happened. So you saw Helheim, you saw a part in Midgard that wasn't unlocked yet, and then you went into Jotunheim in the light itself. Mm-hmm. So I think once we go back to Alfheim in the new game, we go into the light, instead of showing the future, she shows us the past. We get to see how Kratos and her met like that.
Mm-hmm.
As she tries to maybe sneak some advice, yo, you gotta do this. I'm tired of telling you what to do. This is the last time, type of shit. I think that's a pretty cool way to show how they actually met.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's not bad. And speaking of, since you brought it up, the Alfheim thing, what exactly did we see? I never thought about it until just now. What exactly did we see when he went into that light? What were we looking at?
So, it was the things that Faye was showing you to again guide you. So the first thing you heard was Atreus, although he was alone, she's still showing Kratos what he said and his feelings. Dad doesn't love me. I want to do right by him. He doesn't love me. Type of shit. And then again, she then showed you the rest of the game. She showed you Helheim, Midgard. and Jotunheim. So she was basically showing you the future of what's gonna happen. And then as soon as Kratos was about to meet her, Atreus pulled him out.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember now. And this is the part you're talking about, where he's walking towards the light. So, yeah. I tell you what, I'm overall excited. I can't.
Alfheim seems big. Right? Even the part with the jellyfish, you can see that light of Alfheim in the background. Well, that's insane.
Man, it's. I'm just trying to figure out how they're gonna fit all this into a game. How big did you say the game was?
90 gigabytes.
90 gigs. 90 gigabytes.
Man.
You have to sacrifice all the games on your hard drive for this.
So
Practically.
basically, anyone that's playing it on a base PlayStation 4, you're gonna sound like airplanes getting ready to take off. Start when booting up the game.
I'm surprised they could even get it on the PS4. I mean, I'm just like, wow. All right. Well, any last thoughts on this trailer? So I guess I should finish my prediction on whether Kratos dies. I'm going to be controversial and say he dies. I'm just because if I happen to be right, I'm going to be shouting from the rooftops. If I'm wrong, I'll be like, oh, I'll never mention this again.
I will be happy if he dies. I'll be happy. If they want him to live, that's cool. If they want him to die, that's also cool. Whatever they really want to do, I'm not left or right either way. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever they want with this character moving forward. Though I will say, if they do decide to release a final trailer for the game, I'm avoiding it altogether.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not looking at any more trailers.
Sadly, I can't. Sadly, I have to look at it for the audience. I can't ignore it.
Well, we'll ask you first, like, how spoilery is this? And then we'll go from there.
I'll be your guide.
Awesome. Oh, and last... go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what do you guys think about the Skull and Hati scene, which I think is again one of the best scenes in the trailer.
Man,
it's towards like the end.
I think it looked pretty
incredible,
and it also symbolizes the beginning of Ragnarok.
Yeah, because once they eat the sun and the moon, it begins. But the big question, I did like a big stream with a ton of people. I think like 600 people was giving their theories on it. But why is this scene even happening if Atreus wants to stop Ragnarok? What's the point?
Yeah, Like, why do they need to turn it to daytime at all? Like, that's I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things we'll have to wait and find out, apparently.
Why is any of this stuff happening in this trailer? Just why? That's why I think it's like a perfect trailer. What do you guys think?
Oh, it was great.
It gave...
and it's the last trailer I'll be watching for the game.
With 49 days left, there's not going to be a whole lot of time for trailers anymore.
Yeah, and I can't think of an event anyway where they would release it, so...
No, I'm pretty certain that was the last one. Unless they have a launch trailer that they're going to release. Which, again, I'm not going to watch.
Usually the launch trailer is like a combination of everything, like all the other trailers. That's what they usually do for films, right? Like all the trailers they showed in the past, they just kind of mix scenes around.
Yeah, they combined it into a trailer.
Fantastic game. Can't wait for it. 49 days left. 49 videos I'm gonna make until then. So.
Oh man, yeah, and
ride this train to the end.
And I was telling Ultra, like, after the game releases and you do your videos for that, we've got to go down your list of, you got to come back on the show and tell us what you got right, what you got wrong. That'd be cool.
That's the best part. When these games come out, what the hell did you get wrong?
Because you can make 100. I just know me. Like, if I can make 100 theories, 99 could be wrong, but I get that one right, and I am ecstatic. Like the whole Tyr thing. When I saw Tyr was alive, I was like, yes, I knew it. Oh, I knew he was alive.
That's what we all thought it. Yeah. I made videos on that as well. And I think it's so sick when we get something right. You know, it's so
Yes.
sick.
Yeah.
It's such a good feeling when we get something right.
And by the way, you're the nobody no you don't like nobody no crime, but that's exactly why I thought he was alive.
Yeah.
I was like, you telling me that a god of war died and nobody knows where his body is? I was like, nah, I'm not.
I find it so cool that everybody thinks he's dead. Like everyone, like even Mimir in the first game was like, yeah, this guy is dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So, yeah. One more thing before we go to Crisis Core Reunion, that's next. Who do you think blew the horn at this point?
Oh God, no, no.
Oh Lord, okay. Too big of a topic.
No. There's many possibilities, and it's very like, because the only people who can blow the horn are those that can talk to the serpent. That the serpent won't kill on sight or fight on sight.
Well, I have an idea of who I think blew the horn.
Go for it.
I think made a future iteration of Atreus.
Some sort of. He said Atreus. You were breaking up a little.
It's from the future. Yeah.
Yeah, Atreus. I could be entirely wrong on this. Maybe somebody else.
Well,
But that's the fun of it.
I really don't think you're. I don't think you're far off. Only because clearly something has happened because Yormi's there, and that's in that Atreus's creation or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Jormungandr's his son.
Yeah, your son, whatever, whatever you want to call him.
Whatever that implies.
Yeah. So
I would have said Mimir, but Mimir is just a dangling, reanimated head. Kratos, so I don't think.
Well, and he was with Kratos when the horn was blown, so.
Yeah. And what I find so interesting about that scene is that whoever blew the horn knew that Kratos and Atreus weren't gonna be there for a while, because when the horn was blown, Atreus got sick, Kratos went to Freya, and Kratos went to Helheim, right?
Yeah.
So they weren't there for a long time. So whoever blew the horn had all the time in the world to do whatever the hell they wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's a bit of a plot hole, to be honest, because why didn't Mimir just ask him who called you? You know,
that is true. But in an interview, Corey, like the director, he said that Mimir didn't tell you everything that the serpent said. That Mimir left out a lot of info.
I can believe that. Yeah, because he gave a very, you know, like the serpent would be going on for a long time, and then he'd be like, "Oh, he said go left." You know, it's like I think he said a little more than that. I'm not buying this Mimir.
He definitely left out a lot more.
Yeah.
Corey said that he said a lot more, but he's not telling us. And this is like kind of a theme with the game, and the game hasn't even released. Everybody is keeping secrets from Kratos, like literally everybody,
including his wife.
Including his wife, right? Faye kept secrets. Atreus is keeping secrets.
I'll be right
Mimir
back, and
is
then we'll
keeping secrets,
start on
and Rhoda keeping
Crisis.
secrets. It's just somebody tell me something.
It's just the series is just full of secrets.
Yeah.
There's still a lot that we don't know.
I feel
curious
the
with one other thing,
Kratos.
do you remember the scene where they're in the realm between realms? Then Atreus asks Kratos about the Blades of Chaos. And then Kratos says he doesn't want to talk about it. So I wonder if we're going to explore that part of the lore. And Kratos will talk about Calliope, his wife in Greece.
I remember in like one of the books, after the events of the game, Atreus says that when he asks questions to Kratos about his past, Kratos no longer holds things back. And he's very forthcoming. He's very sad, but he doesn't not tell Atreus. He gets sad, he gets uneasy, but he's very open. So my hope is that in the game, Kratos and Atreus have talked about everything. He told Atreus about his past, and in both stories in the game, they're just like reflecting on it together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's what I hope. That's what I really hope.
So.
Yeah, I mean, so much time has passed. I can't imagine it hasn't come up. I mean, you open up with "I killed my father." I mean, I'm gonna ask a couple questions.
Hey, you know what? Father, did you have a wife? Did you have a daughter? What happened to them? Where are they at?
Yeah, them murdered them all. And the entire pantheon, which was also all my family, and I had sex with my sister. So just throwing it all out there.
Yeah. I don't see him talking about that.
Yeah, you know what?
Everything
There's
else,
still
yeah.
some things you don't.
There's a few things you keep to yourself. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Crisis Core Reunion now.
Letting you know that still like on your screen in the Discord, it still just shows my face.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Well, as long as the audience can see. I guess you do need to see. Let me see what I can do here. I don't know why, because I'm looking right at mine. Do you not see anything from me?
No, I see me.
No. I just see John.
Oh! I just realized. That is funny. That is so funny. Okay, now I was wondering what y'all were talking about.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the trailer earlier.
Yeah.
I was watching it on your Twitch stream.
Yeah, that is funny as hell. Okay. I was like, what are they talking about? Okay. All right, OBS. There we go. All right, now let's go ahead and do Crisis Core Reunion.
Sweet. Talk about God's asking.
Come and get it!
What we call him?
So much better.
I can't wait to play that game, dude.
Crisis Core.
It amazes me this was a PSP game and it looks so good now. It amazes me.
Yeah, it looks so much better. I didn't play the PSP version of the game. I didn't know. I didn't have it. I had a PSP in the best.
Odin.
Odin? Wait. Odin.
He was in the trailer.
No. All Father
Your
Odin?
desire is the bringer of life, the gift of the goddess.
He's a summon?
Man.
Little more important than
It just
my
looks
soul.
so clean now, man. Like,
But just a little.
A soldier's trademark.
Oh, you.
Yeah, it's basically got
Color of the sky, right?
Assets.
Not scary at all.
Good news, Sung! Me and...
My baby.
It means
music
I'm
is
so
has betrayed us as well.
very curious
Jill
about
wouldn't
the
betray us.
combat.
Never!
He reminds me of Titus
People
in that
have
scene
wings.
every time.
They'd be monsters.
Wings,
she looked
they don't
good.
symbolize monsters.
She looked good. She looked like crap on the PSP version, man.
Mine.
Like crap.
In hindsight, perhaps.
What the hell did you do, Aunt Jill?
Just killed his mother.
Look who's here. Depending on what happens, I may abandon.
Oh, I didn't even notice Hojo was
Angels
in it
dream
before.
of one
What the heck?
Please, tell me.
to be
I didn't notice Hojo the first time because I
Legend
watched
shall
that trailer.
speak of sacrifice
Huh.
at world's end.
Woo,
Great trailer.
that was loud.
December 13th. Yeah, that.
So,
that
I love
that
the
is
fact we're not
so-
waiting till fucking next year. A lot of people are saying they're gonna wait till next winter. Hey,
So
look, it's my thumb. Hey, look, it's my video. Hey, look,
Whoop,
it's me.
And a lot of divorce court, which I watch a lot of. So, so how?
you-
Go ahead.
Oh no! All I was going to say is that what this makes me think, since this game is dropping this year, then it's likely a guarantee that Rebirth will actually drop in 2023 and not 2024.
Yeah, I agree. I was unconvinced until they said it was coming out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, I know you just heard me like say it, but this game was a PSP game, and somehow they made it look like really, really good, and you can tell they put a lot of effort into it. Still probably have the same cheesy dialogue, which In jail. No, it's
And we're
you can't change
gonna
that, but
you gotta hear Genesis talk about dumb apples and Loveless again.
oh god, why is that character so weird? Like,
I mean,
you guys would know more than me, man. Like,
I don't. I mean, you've asked me an impossible question to answer. I don't know. I joke about this a lot, but I feel like a lot of these characters, if they were just allowed to be themselves instead of like bred to be like warriors, world probably would have been better off. I mean, Genesis and Sephiroth are clearly made for the stage. Let the thespians just get on stage and do their thing, and then they will be running around trying to kill everybody.
I wanted to ask you for a long time, like, do you think they're gonna change anything to resemble with the story in the future? I wanted to ask you this since it's been announced, actually, so I'm curious to see what you think. Like, what changes and what extent of changes you think they might put in, or if none at all.
Well, I'm conflicted because I don't think they're gonna. Well, no, I'm not conflicted. I understand why other people think things are gonna change. I don't believe it. For a couple of reasons. One, Nomura basically said that this July. And they said it's going to be a faithful retelling, which, how can it be a faithful retelling if, for instance, Zack lives at the end of it? That wouldn't make any sense. I mean, that's not a faithful, like they're changing some of the dialogue and stuff. There's going to be changes, but them changing whether the main character dies or not would be a gigantic change. And then also, I just can't get it out of my mind that World Preview and the remake Ultimania both list Zack as dead. So,
yeah,
even with all the future stuff, both of them list his status as dead. So I just, I think, and I think it actually does add to the mystery, because if we see Zack die again at the end of Crisis Core Reunion, then people really, their heads are going to be on, their hair is going to be on fire. Like, whoa, then what the hell have we been looking at this whole time in Reunion? Or not Reunion, that was in Rebirth. To me, that adds to the mystery. Then if, I'm magically walking away and that's okay, we're headed to Midgar. If they show him die again, it's going to be like, well, then what the hell is going on in Rebirth? And it'll add more spark to the discussions.
Yeah, I remember I was watching like some other streamers, like Max, for example. He was like how it was raining in this trailer at the end to coincide with how Remake ended with it raining, to just really try to put those two together. I don't know if that's just kind of like people's imagination or like how people's thoughts running wild. What about you, Ultra?
I mean, I think it'd be a nice little teaser to basically connect what's going on with Rebirth. But if their intent is to not change anything at all, then why is Zack still walking around as if nothing happened?
Exactly. To me, that's a more compelling question than, okay, so they just showed he lived, and so that's just what we're looking at. I mean, I don't see how that's going to generate excitement. Whereas at least for me, I'd be more excited seeing him still die, and then I'm wondering what the hell have we been looking at.
I just can't see them not adding one change that connects to everything that's going to happen in the future. Because if you don't, then why even connect Zack in the first place?
I do agree with that. And this is what somebody said. AJ said, the price of freedom still hits hard. Not so massively into the remake, but totally here in Crisis Core. And then Fried Green Onion said, I think we'll get an ending change, still the original ending, but something extra added to the end. That's definitely possible. That's definitely possible.
Yeah.
They definitely can do it, just because I remember I was reading some of the press about it, how they said that the assets and a lot of this game was actually rebuilt. So it's kind of between a remake and a remaster, which means that they can just throw in little details to try to make a connection. Therefore, they won't have to go all out and say Zack lives.
Yeah.
I think maybe subtle changes might be the way to go.
And I mean,
You know.
it is actually a remake because to your point, because they've changed the battle system, and changed not changed it entirely, but they've kind of done
Really?
this.
How so?
They've done this mesh where it's more like remakes battle system, not the same, but they've taken some of that stuff, and then the summons look entire. Or do the summons look different?
Look better. They look a lot better.
You know what? Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember what Ifrit looked like in Crisis Core. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they changed the summons. I don't know.
It's a lot better. That's all I know. Looking at that PSP, man, it's a lot better.
It's night and day. I mean, it is amazing. And then I was going to show you this. So this looks to be where Zack died too. This is the official art for the cover. And you see Cloud in the soldier uniform. Zack has the sword. And then Sephiroth's there, whatever, you know. But that looks to be like around where Zack died, because it's in what's called Midgar Wasteland where he dies, and you can see Midgar in the distance. And then, like I said, the outfit that Cloud is wearing is only after they're captured, the 4 years of being tortured, and then they escape. Yeah. He's wearing that outfit. So.
Just a lot of people were saying that it was supposed to be like raining or something. I remember Max was harping on this.
And there's raindrops everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's how they're trying to connect remake in this. I think that if they are going to do change, this is like a really good way to do it. One, you introduce Zack's story for the people who just don't know who Zack is, because remake is their very first time playing. And you get to also kind of push the new game, Rebirth, that's coming out.
Absolutely.
With it as well.
Absolutely. It's like I think of Crisis Core Reunion as like one big marketing strategy.
100%. Yeah.
Leading
100%.
to Rebirth. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
If there was no remake, this would not have happened.
Because they get to showcase that, and what's brilliant about it is they don't have to spend any time in Rebirth explaining who Zack is. They're like, hell, we made a whole game about it. Just remaster the game, remaster the game
for $70.
You know, and that's another game that we can sell. You know, yeah. And so, now one thing that people have been mentioning though, and I think this is a good question. So in Crisis Core Reunion, we're going to see how Cloud and Zack met, how much Cloud admires Zack, blah, blah, blah. Well, and we're actually going to see the Nibelheim incident. We're going to see what actually occurred, which completely spoils it for Rebirth. So, really, the rest of it. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't think about that. That's true.
Completely spoils the... Now, they've already been kind of spoiling stuff because they just flat out tell you that Cloud, I mean, they basically have already spoiled Cloud's identity crisis. They don't even pretend like, as far as like the Ultimanias and the interviews and stuff. I mean, and they keep saying that Zack is the legacy that brought forth Cloud and stuff like that. What's interesting is, just in general, when I look at Remake, they're not setting up the same plot twist that we had before. So with the LTD, for an example, you had the LTD narrative, you had this dating thing where you could, supposedly date whoever, but then the big plot twist happens, live stream scene happens, and it turns out that Cloud was always in love with you, blah, blah. They've already pretty much, I mean, they've not only nixed almost all of that, they keep telling us in the Ultimanias and stuff how horny Cloud is for Tifa. I mean, he's just like, so like that. I mean, they're not even worried about spoiling that. And then the thing with the identity crisis, they tell you multiple times in the Ultimanias that Cloud is subconsciously thinking of Zack when he does A, B, and C, and showing us all these parallel moments of how Zack said something versus Cloud, or how Zack, he does this move folding his arms in the squats and stuff. Like they're already pretty much spoiling the stuff. So I think what they've decided to do, and that's why they're going to keep playing into this maybe who lives, who dies, what's fact, what's fiction, as they said in the Rebirth trailer. Though I think everything ultimately will end up the same, I think the selling point is, could things change? Will things change? You know what I mean? So definitely a compelling point to get back to Crisis Core Reunion. Definitely a compelling point that they might tack on something at the end. That would make a lot of sense to me. Even after, even after the credits roll.
I didn't even think about that. They are spoiling the Nibelheim incident. That's yeah. I guess they just don't care anymore. Because what I loved about Remake was, if you didn't play the original Final Fantasy VII, this can kind of be your introduction to like a new twist on the story.
Mm-hmm.
But now with this, it's kind of like everything that shit. It's not that anymore, right? It's shit. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like their focus is not the same plot twist that OG had, because OG's 25 years old. Anybody who wants to know what happened knows what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can play it for free anywhere. Like,
so that's why they're going with this whole who will live, who will die. I think they've shifted the focus to new mysteries, new events that are going to happen, even if they don't ultimately occur. And I mean, the thing is, I just don't trust anything I saw in Chapter 18. Jenova is, one of her biggest abilities is being able to mimic, being able to
give like the main ability, right?
Yeah, mimicry, false, she can implant false memories and all that. We don't know. We can't trust anything we saw in Chapter 18, if you ask me. I don't know what's going on, but
Do you think that they're gonna like really pull like that card? Because I think that's interesting. Like, again, I wasn't always like a big Final Fantasy VII fan. I think you all know that about me. So when I was reading into Jenova and all the things that she can do, and how like, what was it? All the ancients pretty much died because Jenova was like using that power of mimicry to slaughter them all. In a way, is that right? Do I have that right?
I forget exactly how, but yeah, she was using her abilities to manipulate them, and she may have been, and then I think, and I want to, well, I don't want to say it if I'm not sure, because she has a ton of abilities. Like,
it was a lot to memorize.
She's just a killing machine, like she just feeds basically. So her goal is very basic. But like I said, she has all these different abilities that allow her to achieve her goal.
Do you think it's possible we'll see something in Crisis Core, like you're playing as Zack, suddenly there's a cutscene and you're playing as Cloud, because in the actual game, Cloud thinks he's Zack. Like, do you think they'll go that deep? I think that would be kind of cool.
I mean, certainly when we go through the Calm incident, you're playing as Cloud, but it's actually Zack who's in the scene. I really don't. I've been racking my brain about the Zack thing, because I'm on the side. I'm in the camp that he's dead. But whether dead or alive, it's hard trying to figure out exactly what his role is going to be outside of looking for Aerith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, and that's another big reason why they're bringing out Crisis Core Reunion, because they're setting up for this Xerath reunion that we're going to have. So, but yeah, I don't know. Let's say he is alive. What role is he gonna play? He can't overshadow Cloud. You know what I mean? Like, Cloud is the main hero.
I don't like if Cloud and Zack go into Midgard, right? What is Cloud is gonna be like a side character with no Buster Sword? It's like, do I really want to experience a Cloud without a Buster Sword? Is he gonna be like in the hotel and Zack is gonna do his own thing? Meet up with Avalanche and do that whole shit. Cloud is just a side character now.
Yeah, I just don't see. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he can't overshadow Cloud, but he's there for a reason too. It's hard to. Yeah.
What about you, Ultra?
I think they could just give him the Laguna approach. Final Fantasy VIII.
Ooh, that's a nice.
Never played it. Please fill me in.
So basically, in Final Fantasy VIII, you're playing as Squall, right? Squall Lionheart. Lionheart. Lionheart.
Wall
Hey,
slash.
never know.
It confuses me because they call him Leon in Kingdom Hearts, so it's like, okay.
Oh, I see. Now I know who you're talking about.
That is so funny. But while you're playing the game, they suddenly fall asleep, and then you're playing as this character named Laguna, and with his 2 side characters. It turns out that Laguna is Squall's father, and there's this chick who can basically project people's consciousness into other bodies in the past type thing. It's it's Final Fantasy. But yeah. So what Ultra is saying is maybe we'll be kind of going back and forth. We're playing it mostly as Cloud and the gang, and then we'll have snippets of where we're playing with Zack trying to find Aerith, because right now that's his goal. He's trying to find Aerith. That's why he's at the church. And once he realizes she's gone, or if that's what's going on, I don't know. And I also thought maybe if Biggs is indeed alive, maybe somehow they will link up too. I don't know.
Yeah, let him.
Well, he's definitely. I mean,
out of a big ass tower. Let him.
No, Wedge is the one that fell off the tower.
Oh, okay.
My guess is he's dead,
Biggs,
but who knows? And, someone told me that there's a ledge in there. If you move the camera, there's a ledge he could have fallen on. I mean, that just seems like such a cop out to me. I'm just like, I can't stand that type of stuff. Oh, it turns out, I thought I saw you fall from the 60th story. Oh, turns out there was a ledge right below you and you're alive. I mean, I can't stand that type of stuff. So I'm hoping that's not true.
Even in God of War, like Who Blew the Horn, some people were like, you'll take the camera, the free camera, and put it on the bridge so we can see who blew the horn. Like that, you're not gonna see anything, man. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there. Yeah. But yeah, what you say?
Ultra?
Oh, the whole Wedge thing. Yeah, I hope they don't do that at all. That would be very disappointing.
To say the least, yeah.
How would he live? What, did he belly flop on the ground to safety? It's like, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, unless he somehow had a parachute. So remember the parachutes that they used? I believe it was chapter 4. Yeah, it was chapter 4. Like right at the end. So unless he had one of those on him, I can't see him living from such a high fall from up.
Wasn't that like a big ass backpack?
Yeah.
It was big as hell. Wedge was wearing something like that.
Yeah. So unless he had a parachute on him, I don't see him surviving that.
I think the point of the ghost was just to try to set things right. That's why they threw him out of a window.
They're trying to keep control. Yeah, they're trying to keep control of the timeline.
Oh, it's like.
But didn't we killed them in the game though, right? I don't think they come back.
Well, you know what? Let's discuss that. I'm not convinced they're gone. What it looked like to me is that Sephiroth absorbed them, and I'm telling you, there is something going on with Sephiroth and those damn whispers, because in
Sephiroth has control. Yeah, complete control.
Those
guys.
Yeah, those whispers attack everyone. Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, Barrett. Now they save them too, but the point is they're attacking everybody. The one person they never go after is Sephiroth.
It's Sephiroth, yeah. They don't attack Sephiroth.
We're like that. That's just so that's a major red flag. And then also in chapter 4, when Cloud is sleeping, a whisper is hovering over him as he dreams, and it has Sephiroth's voice. And at first, you don't really think about it, but then one day I went back, I was like, that is really strange. Why does this whisper have his voice? That's very suspect. And then, of course, like I said, it looks like he absorbs the whispers at the end. So I don't know.
Like at first I thought because there were moments where Sephiroth did interact with the whisperers, I guess.
Whispers, not whisperers.
Hey, yo, look.
You cracking me up.
Ghost from now on.
When he said ghost before, I was like, what?
Ghosts with hoods. They had hoods.
Ghost in the hood.
Ghost in the hood. There you go. I don't know. My hope is that we don't see them ever again. I think they were a cool gimmick for a remake. I think they were a really cool addition. But I think now the whole point is our characters get to do whatever the fuck that they want to do. And I don't want them to return. I'm not gonna lie. I think you get the point. Don't push the point anymore. Let them do whatever they want to do now, right? That's just how I feel. I don't think they should return. What about you guys?
I don't think they should either. Honestly, I mean, let's be honest. The characters are still going to be going to all the same locations they did in the original, so that's obviously not changing. But I'd imagine that the way they all go to these locations is going to be different.
Yeah, I mean, Nomura said that they're not really like the crux of the story is going to be the same, and they're not really getting rid of stuff. More so as they'll be adding stuff.
Yeah,
So I think what you're saying is, I think what you're saying is probably correct. Because think about it this way: if they had really changed everything, why are they headed straight for Calm right now after they defeated the Whispers? Yeah. and then also Trace the Two Paths shows that they're on the boat from Junon to Costa del Sol.
Yep.
Why? And this is stuff further into it, and then they keep like alluding to the live stream scene and even the Highwind scene, Tifa's resolution scene. They're in the exact same pose. It's too coincidental, and then all this stuff foreshadowing Aerith's death. Like, it could be a Kratos thing, but I highly doubt that. I'm
Nah. Once these characters die, they gotta die. Nah, I will not accept that Kratos shit from any
other series.
Like, no.
Nope.
Let the characters die. Stop bringing people back. It's okay. Let them go.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And that is kind of my bias here. It's just I hate the idea that because the reason the story was so impactful, part of the reason OG was so impactful is because you had all this tragedy, the tragic death of Zack, the tragic death of Aerith, the tragic collapsing of Sector 7 and
the point
Nibelheim incident.
In these games is to basically show how all of these characters deal with loss.
Yeah, exactly. And that and Zack's sacrifice and Aerith's death, for me, it would just lose meaning if Zack just magically, it turns out I can dodge bullets and I'm fine.
And then it turns out Aerith somehow magically dodges Sephiroth's Masamune and lives like, okay. Yeah.
My favorite new theory is that Tifa, well, it's not new, but Tifa's going to be the one to die. And
No.
That is never going. I would bet any amount of money. That is never going. The one character that is safe from death is Tifa because she is the only one that can fix Cloud, which I have mentioned a million times.
If she were to die, I would just turn the game off.
Yeah, that would just be a gimmick. I mean, it would just be, and not even a good one because she is. I mean, in many cases, she's more popular than Cloud. If you're talking about polls and stuff like that, and what sells out, Tifa's figures sell out.
So the problem with Tifa dying over Aerith is that it would retcon a lot of things. Like,
yeah.
If Aerith doesn't die, how on earth are we going to get the live stream to be able to stop Meteor from being something?
Yeah.
It's not even that. I think that in my opinion, you know me, I'm okay if characters die. I'm fine with it, but Tifa can't die because like they respected Advent children in this game, right? And if Tifa does play like a big role in that movie, right? She saves like a bunch of people and shit like that. So in my mind, even though I'm okay if characters die, Tifa can't die because Advent children won't be a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Advent children, and then she's alive in Dirge of Serpent. I mean, it just for so many reasons. One, it just doesn't make any sense. Why can't Tifa? Go ahead.
Again, if you could like the character or not, but the fact that they respected Advent children in this game shows that things have to play out a certain way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and again with it's that's why I just say, ultimately everything's going to stay the same. Crisis Core reunion, they may I think it's very possible they add something, they tack something on the end, but it will be a mystery thing. Yeah,
like change the journey but keep the ending the same. That's change the journey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how things play out, they can change that.
Different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can make some
things
changes.
happen.
Killing Tifa, and this is another thing people fail to realize. Killing Tifa serves no purpose, as far as like Ultra just said, Aerith's death ultimately leads to the planet being saved because Holy fails and Meteor is hitting the Earth, and the only way it stopped is because the live stream scene. I'm sorry, the live stream is strong enough to stop it because she's in the live stream. And you lose all of that. So then they'd have to change up the whole. I mean, how the hell else is Meteor going to be stopped? So
Yeah, no.
Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
Aerith is important to the planet and the live stream. While Tifa's just important to everybody else in the game.
Yeah, that exactly.
So
that's exactly
Tifa
right.
dying would retcon a lot of future events going forward, and would just not make any sense for the story.
Yeah, and like there has to be a why to these things, and that's kind of what drives me crazy. Can they do it? Yes, but why would they? Like, there has to be a good reason to make certain changes, and there is no reason to kill off Tifa. One, like he just said, Aerith, like they're both Hurons. They serve two purposes though. Aerith's purpose is to save the planet. Tifa's purpose is to save Cloud. So
yes, ma'am. Speak your truth.
And as you said, like I'm not saying Tifa's like she of course helps save the planet and stuff, but Tifa's main role is saving Cloud from Sephiroth. You see it here. You see it in the spin-off games, even Kingdom Hearts. Her whole gig, the whole reason she appears is to save Cloud's heart from the darkness of Sephiroth. Everything that's set in motion in Advent Children, it starts with that speech that she get, that conversation that she and Cloud had in that bedroom, and then he's off to save the kids. He forgives himself. He defeats Bahamut. He defeats Kadash. He saves the world. Like Tifa is the catalyst for all of this, and defeats Sephiroth. Yeah, like I think the only reason people are desperately trying to change how the story is going to go is because if you know the story, you know that Tifa's role in the game is to, as the developer said, is to be by Cloud's side and to save him. I mean, that's her gig. Yeah, of course it would suck if she died. Otherwise, people would miss her, obviously. But what would really change with her death outside of the fact that nobody would be there to save Cloud? Cloud's mind from the start. That is her role. That's it. Anyway.
Cloud would be screwed if Tifa were not able to. Well,
he's gonna be screwed either way.
Yeah. we wouldn't get to see real Cloud.
Do you think one of the things I'm kind of hoping for Crisis Core when it comes to Tifa, I see you thinking about that still. Space. I remember when I played Crisis Core, and there was a guy who was saying that they just sold the bar that would become Seventh Heaven. Do you think that it's possible we'll see Tifa more in Crisis Core?
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
Just the mere fact that they haven't shown her yet tells me that it's probably going to be mostly the same, because the thing about her placement in the game is you only see her when you get to Nibelheim, which is pretty much where everything's already turning to shit for Zack, but then this is where stuff really kicks up. Because then you have it's obviously the Nibelheim incident, those 10 days that they spend in Nibelheim. I'm hoping for more scenes, but the fact that she's basically there at the I don't know, near the climax of the story. And she doesn't have that many scenes to begin with. I think that's part of the reason they haven't shown anything from Tifa yet. If we see her before the game comes out, it'll be in like a final trailer, and my guess is it'll be she'll say one line, you know.
I hope they're not saving that because the ending's gonna change. That's what some people online have been saying, that the reason why they haven't showed Tifa is because that entire thing has changed. That's what some people online have been saying.
They're lying to themselves. I don't know who that is, but they're lying to themselves. What exactly would change? They expect her to die? She's already in. I mean, that's another thing. Somebody was saying. I saw somebody saying that crap. That the Tifa that we're seeing this whole time isn't the real Tifa. It's like, look, dude. I'm like, okay, so you think, John, we lost you.
John?
No, my screen froze, so I had to leave it.
Okay, cool. They were saying that basically that Tifa doesn't exist, and I'm like, you have lost that. I'm thinking, okay, so Nojima just hold on. Crap.
Wait, sorry, my face is now out of focus. Sorry.
No, you're good. We're good.
There you go.
So you telling me that Nojima just wrote 200 pages of thoughts and stuff from a person who's not real? Like that's your theory now. He wrote 200 pages of the life and thoughts of a puppet.
Look, I'm not too much into the whole Final Fantasy thing, but why do people really want Tifa to like die or like not exist? Because she's one of the most, as far as I'm concerned, as someone who's like on the outside looking in, I've seen Tifa in like a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, I know that Tifa is like an extremely popular character. Mm-hmm. Why do people want her so bad to die?
Well, there's two things. I'll start with the shorter answer. There are some people who are just theorizing everything, like they're just going wild. You know, oh, Tifa may die, she may not die, blah blah blah. Oh, maybe, you know, like in my opinion, anyone who thinks Tifa can die at all is not understanding the story properly, as we just evidenced by what we just all talked about.
Okay.
The main reason is 90% of it is, I was gonna be honest with you, it's Cleric shippers who want her to die and want Aerith to live. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. If Tifa dies, Aerith lives, she's in the live stream scene with Cloud, he'll want to move on from Tifa, blah blah blah, and they'll end up together.
People need to understand that it's not a debate and it's not a competition. These characters and the way that the story is going to unfold is going to be maybe not exactly the same as the original, but it'll definitely be on par, and it'll be faithful in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, think about like
outside of the changes that they're going to make, which is them expanding upon the story.
Yeah, I mean, Tifa is their moneymaker. They would have to, SE would have to be the biggest idiots on the planet to kill Tifa. I mean, honestly, they would have to be the biggest idiots ever born to kill off Tifa Lockhart. It's just, yeah.
Speaking of FF7, you guys have any ideas on what the third game might be in the trilogy? Like what it'll be called? Like it'll have Re in the title, but any ideas on what?
Well, until Crisis Core Reunion came out, I would have said Reunion, but Resolve.
Maybe
that's a good one. Did you just think about that? That's a good one.
No, I've been thinking about it for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, Resolve is
everything
good.
resolves.
Retired, because that's what
retired.
Because that's what the devs are going to be after they get through with this damn trilogy. They're like, I'm
Final
done.
Fantasy VII compilation is officially retired. There we go. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get any more major game titles out of it. I think they're going to do a Dirge of Cerberus remake or remaster, hopefully a remake, because they just need to. But Dirge was a mess. They need to redo that gameplay badly.
That game needs a remake.
I mean, technically, they technically will through remake.
Well, no.
I mean, it's not going to be called remake, but I guess remake trilogy. I should say.
Well, they
playable.
was the DLC called for Final Fantasy VII?
Intermission.
Intermission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking for renames. Sorry.
I think they're gonna remake Dirge of Cerberus, and then they're going to. I don't think we'll get another major game title. I think what's more likely is we get a short series, or maybe some more movies. Well, we'll almost certainly get another book. Nojima just likes to write, so we'll almost certainly get another book. But I think a short animated series might be what's next. Oh, go ahead.
I don't want to be a hater because I'm sure the game has like 6 fans in the whole world, but Dirge of Cerberus, I think remaking it is a waste of time. It didn't sell well. There are like 9 fans. The dialogue and the story sucks. Look, I wouldn't pay $70 for it. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there.
I tried. Yeah, I you know, that's my one hang up. Is because like they basically teased that they're gonna do it in this summer. They
Can it even happen still? Because like what Whis showed up in whatever that guy's name is. I don't know. I forgot everything about Dirge.
Whis. Oh God. Vice.
That's what I call
that
it.
is funny as hell. Vice.
Vice and Hero called the Dirge. Yeah.
He said Whis.
The characters' names in that game.
I'm clipping that out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to embarrass you online. I'm clipping that out. That's funny as hell.
Look, if I can get any chance to make fun of Dirge of Cerberus, I'm gonna do it. That game is so not important to me.
Yeah, it was. Look, and I own a copy. I still got my copy of it, but I beat it. But I can't argue with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was. I mean, were it not for Vincent Valentine, I'm sure I would have never finished that game. I didn't like any of the new characters. I mean, no, I did like the robot arm lady. What was her name? Oh, good lord. The one I thought was gonna be the love interest, but she died. God, oh shoot, I don't remember the bitch name.
That computer chick.
Yeah.
Computer chick shit.
Yeah. And then
I don't know these characters' names, yo.
And Shulk was so monotone. Okay, this is not a Dirge of Cerberus bash. I'm just saying, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
I hear you.
Ultra mentioned Dirge, and I got mad.
Oh, that's so funny. He's like, yeah, I'm not paying $70 for that, and you not lying. I'm not paying $70 for it either. It better be.
I care about Final Fantasy VII story. I like Crisis Core for what it was on the PSP, and I'm glad to see that they're giving it some love, regardless of whether they do something different.
Man, because talk about a glow up. I mean. Good lord.
Yeah, you don't see like 1,000 pixels on the screen in the PSP version,
Man, gameplay looks good.
Oh, you guys mentioned earlier that they changed the gameplay.
Not change the gameplay, but like the UI has updated to look like remakes.
Remakes UI, yeah.
Yeah. And I can't remember what I can't remember what Ifrit looked like in Crisis Core. I don't know if they updated the
Ifrit. I think they updated his Ifrit's character model.
Yeah. See,
look like remakes.
Oh, he looks like shit. Yo, it looks terrible. Oh my god, Crisis Core looks so bad. That thumbnail, man. Oh, look at the flames.
He does look a bit ridiculous. Oh, that's funny as hell.
Oh, look at the pit. Oh no, that is awful.
I mean, it looked incredible for a handheld device, but
I'm sure on the PSP it looked good, but anything that's not a PSP. The fire.
Shalua, thank you.
Oh, shit.
Shalua, thank you. You are hilarious. You are cracking me up. He said, "Oh shit, it looks awful." That is so funny. I love Zach dancing with the little cactuar. But anyway, that Marlboro, I'm not gonna lie, that Marlboro does not look good.
See, look at the normal enemies compared to Ifrit in the original PSP game. Look at these enemies. They look dope.
Look at that. All right, well,
Even that's cute as hell. I need to stop. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good? Yeah, that's all I had. So, as far as my prediction, I will just end on this. I'm with the audience here, and I think they'll add something. The game, the ending will stay the same, but they'll tack on something at the end to throw in some mystery and tie it into Rebirth. I think that makes sense.
I think they absolutely will.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh well, that was the easiest prediction ever. Okay, we all agree.
Because if they don't, it's just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
All this build up, and it's like, oh, you'll have to wait till Rebirth to find out. It's
imagine we play the game while waiting. There's nothing that actually happens. It's just like, whoa.
Yep.
That's how I imagine clerics are gonna be when the credits roll. Because some are gonna hold out like, oh, here's coming back. I just imagine the third game. I just imagine the credits rolling on the third game, and they're waiting and waiting. I'm a bitch. I'm sorry. I just had to say because that always plays in my mind. That always plays in my mind. I know. Oh yeah, there'll be a DLC and she'll be back. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah. You know, I have to ask you guys actually. Speaking of DLC, do you guys think that they're going? Well, they probably won't. But do you think Rebirth will also get a DLC similar to Intermission or no?
I think Nomura said they aren't doing any more DLC. Now that could change, obviously, but I don't know why he'd lie about something like that, honestly, because it feels like a missed opportunity to me.
Yeah, I mean, he says no, but I feel like plans could change, and then maybe they can make a Vincent or Sid DLC or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I mean,
I would love a Tifa DLC.
Necessarily, like they wouldn't need a DLC since they're going to be in the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
if I had one wish for a DLC, it would be a Tifa Zangan. John Zangan is the one that taught her how to fight. It would be a teacher student. You see what I'm saying? Like somewhere along the journey. Yeah, it would be really awesome. Somewhere along the journey, she runs into him again, and they have sort of a, you know that classic trope where the student surpasses the master type deal. Yeah, and we have this big boss battle. That would be freaking sick. Yes.
Awesome. For me, when it comes to a DLC, and again, you're probably gonna not like me for this, but whatever DLC they're gonna do, put in another character from Dirge of Cerberus to make that game as irrelevant as possible. Just add in another Dirge of Cerberus character. The more you put in, the more chances they won't do anything with Dirge of Cerberus ever again.
I mean, I'm starting to think that if they were to do a proper DLC, this is what I think they should do, though. If they decide to make another DLC, why don't they? I highly doubt they'll do this for Rebirth, but maybe for the last game, they throw in a bunch of harder versions of all of the boss fights, all the way from remake to the last game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you have the choice to fight all of them as 3 characters, 2 characters, or just 1 character, is making it one-on-one fights.
So basically, you're like a big Tekken style DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not Tekken stuff. You get what I'm saying? You're just fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You're just fighting enemies, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be cool.
Actually, they'll probably do that for Gold Saucer. Now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm. My last I'm wondering. I'm thinking we're gonna see Denzel at some point.
Denzel from Advent Children.
Yeah, I think it's something because they've done so much foreshadowing of Cloud and Tifa being Marlene's future parent. While Barrett is gone, obviously he's the main. But they've done so much foreshadowing around that. I could definitely see some sort of Easter egg in there where either Biggs or somebody runs into Denzel.
Yeah.
Because right now
no,
he's
that's-
homeless and he should be in Sector 5, and Biggs is in Sector 5.
That makes sense because what's his face? Kunzel? Kunzel?
Kunzel.
He was in Remake, right? They acknowledged him in some way.
Mm-hmm. And
You know, so
Yeah, he was referenced.
yeah, and and I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I think we will see Kunzel, and I think we will see. Oh God, her name slipped me.
Kunzo is going to be voiced too in Crisis Core, by the way.
Yeah. What's the other female Turk? Damn it, I can't believe I forgot.
Elena?
No, the one that's in Crisis Core.
Oh.
Oh my God, starts with a C. I'm losing my mind. Let me look this up. This is gonna kill me. I know her name. I'm just like having a moment. Crisis Core. Female Turk. Good Lord, it starts with a C. Cisne. Good God, that was gonna kill me. Okay, Cisne.
Yeah, it's Cisne.
Oh, that is so funny.
what was it?
Cisne.
Cisne.
I knew it started with a C. I was like, damn it, I can't believe she just slipped me. But yeah, so I think we might see them too. I mean, if we saw fucking Nero, for God's sakes, we certainly should be able to see the two of them.
How the hell did they show the cat in the game? I think they don't even care about spoilers anymore now that I think about it. Kate Sith, I think his name was?
Yeah, I'm telling you, all of the old, I mean, yeah, they're keeping some air of mystery for sure. And especially if you're not a deep diver or you don't know the OG, you definitely could play Remake and not be aware of a lot of this stuff, for sure.
Yeah,
but
but
I think
I'm glad that I actually played the OG first. So what I did was, like, a week before Remake was supposed to come out, I actually played the OG, beat it, and then I go back and play, and then I go and play Remake, and then I see Kate Sith. I'm like, oh yeah, he was in the original, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, that's it was nice. Like as an OG player, seeing little stuff that I could recognize from the compilation and stuff, and then like when Kate Sith came on for the first time in my life, I got excited to see Kate Sith.
Yeah. So I love the fact that they reference like so many characters from the compilation in Remake, and I think your idea of them continuing to go down that trend makes absolutely perfect sense.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be any big storylines or anything. It just, you know, little Easter eggs here and there. Let's see. I'm sorry. Wolf Girl said, I think he's with Ruby, Reeves' mom. That's right. She's actually correct. He's with Ruby until she gets killed when Meteor strikes. So at this point in the game, by the time we see him, he probably will be with Reeves' mom. So that's perfect because, you know, Kate Sith, Reeve is controlling Kate Sith, blah blah blah. And I think a good place for a lot of this will be that 7 days where they're all finding their purpose to fight right before the ending battle. Cloud tells everybody to basically go home and find your reason for fighting. That would be a perfect time.
Did you say Cloud? Oh no, I don't want to repeat what you said. Nope.
What? I said Cloud.
That Cloud and Tifa in that moment kind of go hang out somewhere.
Oh.
This is what you said.
Yeah, you know.
In that way, I made it a little nicer, you know, but
because you said he'd be screwed if Tifa died. I was like, well, he's gonna get screwed out of the way. Yeah. Look, I was impressed with myself with that joke. I came with that on the fly, so
I'm gonna be thinking about that for a long time.
I have this other shirt, and we'll get out of here after this.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I have this other shirt that has all the characters on it, and I was like, yeah, you know, it is, you know, it does have Cloud and Aerith beside each other, but Tifa's the one under him or something like that.
I gotta see the shirt.
Yeah, let me get it.
Shit, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, I was wearing this on the stream.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, Tifa, like, yeah, Eric's beside him, but Tifa's under him.
Hey, that's a sick shirt, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually really cool.
Yeah, I got it off of. You know what? This was a missed opportunity. I should have worn my Zack shirt. But I got it off of Wish.com. I got this as well, and this so. And I got.
Oh, that's dope.
And I got a Cloud shirt. That's a black one. Yeah, somewhere. But anyway, all right. Well, that's all I had. Had fun. I can't believe it's been 2 hours. Good Lord.
It's been 2 hours.
I know. Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, well, I appreciate y'all joining me again. We have Ultra High Win _Z. Follow him on Twitter. We have John 4543. 543. And follow him. Check out both of their YouTube content. Ultra does disturbingly good, no damage fights for like God of War, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy VII Remake, etc., etc. So definitely check out that content. And then John Ford is a huge God of War content creator. So absolutely, and especially with Ragnarok coming out, you definitely want to check out his channel. So,
I highly recommend John's content, man.
Absolutely, it's excellent.
49 days, 49 videos. Let's go.
Whoop, whoop. All right, well, I appreciate y'all. Everybody have a good. What day is it? Wednesday. Everybody
have a good crisis core day.
Yes. All right, see you.